All right, guys, welcome back again to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Thanks for joining back again to watch the update. So the camp officially opens today, and we've been seeing a number of activities go on in the Morocco camp. First of all, the coach, in the person of Eric Chelle, has now arrived with his backroom staff, in the camp, and we've seen a couple of players who are headed to Morocco. I think they've already even reached right now. Talk about the Fulham contingencies and then the Wolverhampton Wanderers striker. Talking about Tola Rokodare, Alex Iwobi, Kevin Bassi, Samuel Chukwueze. So these four guys were en route to the camp. And as a matter of fact, they should already be in the Morocco camp, settling down with the rest of the Nigerian contingencies. But again, before they arrived, we had the early birdies, which is the coach and his backroom staff, and then Olusegun, also arrived with Coach Eric Chelle and his backroom staff. So basically, we have like 5 players right now who have reported to the camp, and we're expecting the rest of the players to join in camp. Some will still probably join tonight, and then tomorrow morning, hopefully, we get to see the squad completed, and then training is set to start tomorrow, being 10th of August. 10th of November. That's the directive now coming from the NFL. They have to start the training tomorrow. So hopefully everything's going to go in terms of the players joining. And as you do know, some of our players actually played their games today. Talk about the likes of Ademola, Lookman, and then Victor Osimhen. These two guys have their matches today. They had their matches played today, and sadly enough, both of them lost. Their matches. Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray lost narrowly to Kocaelispor. 1-0 was the score. It was very unfortunate. Victor Osimhen featured for that game. I think he played all of the minutes, and then in the 83rd minute, he seemed to have pulled Galatasaray back on level terms, but after VAR checks and all of that, the goal was cancelled. So very, very huge blow for him. Just when he thought that he had, brought his team back into action, or into the running to try and win it. But I mean, obviously ended 1-0. And if you look at the table right now, that it seems to have favored another Nigerian striker, Paul Onuachu, who was left out of the squad, because Galatasaray are still with 29 points after 12 games, and Fenerbahce at 25 points with one game to spare. And then we have a Trabzonspor in third position with 25 points, and they've also played 12 games complete. So that is how it's going to be right now. Osimhen and Galatasaray are still topping comfortably with 4 points. Pending when Fenerbahce play their one game. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be a very serious fight, for this Turkish championship. But I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that the reason they bought Osimhen, and they are also looking, based on the reports, to buy Lionel Messi for the short term. During when MLS is going to be on break, they are looking to sign Messi for loan and have him join in the team, because they want to win the Champions League. That's the most important thing for them. They've won the Turkish Super League a lot of times, and right now they are aiming at winning the Champions League. And Victor Osimhen has said that from the very first day he came into the club, that was a message that the bosses of the club communicated to him. They told him how important the Champions League was, and that it's part of the job that he is now burdened with. Solving for the team. But let's move on, guys, and talk about the likes of Ademola, Lookman. They had a really bad day today. It was even worse than Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray, because they were beating 3-0. Lookman was actually selected to start that game, and it was a little bit surprising to me, because after what happened in the last game, where the coach had a confrontation with Ademola Lookman on the touchline, I felt that that could have been a reason for him to start on the bench, or probably not even play the next game. But in this game versus Sassuolo at home, Atalanta failed woefully. They couldn't even get any goal, while Sassuolo slashed them by 3-0. Lookman started the match and played for 78 minutes before being substituted. Had just one shot, and again he continues to have a very difficult spell with this Atalanta side. And just to add salt to the injury, it seems that Ademola Lookman has unfollowed Atalanta in all their social platforms and has also deleted any Atalanta related content or pictures or videos or clips on his official social media. So that's the latest right now with Ademola Lookman, and he has done this before. The first time that they had issues and then they reconciled, and then everybody started to move on. Lookman started posting pictures of Atlanta and all of that, but now he appears to have gone back again to delete all this media relating or connecting to Atalanta. It's just so sad, to see what's happening right now. I'm sure he's going to be very happy that we have the FIFA international break, and then he's going to use that opportunity to leave Italy for once, and then come to Morocco to join with the boys. That's going to give him a bit of a fresh air, because he's always happy whenever he comes to represent Nigeria. It seems like a good escape for him from all the turmoil and all the issues that he has with his club. So we expect Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen hopefully tomorrow morning, for them to arrive. But not just these two players, but we have other guys that we expect. Wilfred Ndidi, talk about Chus Ekong, talk about Nwabali, talk about Okoye, talk about Moses Simon, all of these guys. So we expect them by tomorrow, because tomorrow is when the training is going to start. And then moving away from that, guys, and just to give you an update concerning the under-20 women's team. Of course, they played their first game in the Girls' Cup yesterday, Wafubi Girls' Cup, and they trashed Ghana 3-0. And then today morning around 10 a.m., they played their second leg against Benin Republic, the host nation. They also won this game comfortably, 3-0. Goals coming in from Ramotalahi Karim. She actually scored twice in the 15th and 59th minute, and then another late goal coming from Precious Oscar coming in the 93rd minute. So effectively, the girls are cruising right now in the group, having won 2 games back to back on 3-0 and 3-1. Their next game is going to be coming on Tuesday, and that game is going to be against Ghana, which is the second leg. Remember, I said this is like a round bin format for this WAFOB. Just 3 teams involved, so they are going to play each other twice, and then when the fixtures are done, they are going to check the points. The team that has the highest points will win that one. So their next game comes up on Tuesday, and it's going to be another interesting encounter. Of course, the Ghana side are going to be looking to get back on our girls, because we won them the first leg 3-1. But those are some of the updates, guys. Of course, more stories will be coming out as the Super Eagles players enter the camp from late this evening, early tomorrow, and then we get to see some of the media clips and everything that comes out, and also talking points from the Nigerian camp. And just to give you a little bit of extra, of course, that Cameroon are also preparing to play against DR Congo on their own end. It's actually a semi-final, Nigeria versus Gabon on one side, and then Cameroon versus DR Congo. These games will be played the same day on the 13th, which is on Thursday. And the Cameroon team seems to be in a bit of a mess right now, because despite it being like 4 days or less before they have their own game, they've still not released their list. And this is because the FA, the Cameroon FA, which is obviously led by Samuel Eto'o, is refusing to release the list, and they are saying that the coach of the side, Mark Bryce, needs to come to Cameroon. He needs to travel to Cameroon, for them to announce the list. And Mark Bryce, I think, is currently in Netherlands right now, and he's saying that he doesn't have to come to Cameroon for them to announce it. They should announce it. He has already done his due diligence. He has worked together with the FA to select the players, and he doesn't need to be there in person for them to announce it. And Eto and the other bosses, they are saying no, you have to come before we release the list. If not, we are not going to release the list. So it seems like a bit of an argument right now in the in the Cameroon team, and this is obviously the last thing that they need at this crucial time. The World Cup ticket is at stake, and they are dragging about, oh coach, you have to come into the country to release it, or coach saying no, I don't have to come. What's there? And if you look at it critically, the coach has a point. He doesn't need to be there in person for them to release it, but they are insisting that they want to see him before they release it. And this also brings us back to what Coach General Ross said when he was predicting, who's going to win the playoffs. When he mentioned that DR Congo might just edge Cameroon because Cameroon has a bit of an administrative issue right now, and not everything is working really well in terms of the people that are running the football in Cameroon. That's part of what Coach General Ross said, and now we are starting to see it play out. In this very crucial time. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the next few hours, with these playoffs coming up on the 13th. Stay tuned, guys, and more videos will be coming out.